You're an incredible musician, gushers a fan after the concert. What should the musicians say at that point? How should they respond to this praise? On the one hand, they could say, yes, I am incredibly gifted. On the other hand, they could say, I'm not gifted, I've just worked really, really hard. Which answer sounds more humble? Is it more humble to say, I'm incredibly gifted? Or is it more humble to say, I work incredibly hard? We might be tempted to think that working hard is the humble response, but the Bible sees things differently. Actually, all my talents are really gifts. Yes, we are meant to work at our talents, invest them and develop them, as we'll see today. But fundamentally, if I'm good at anything, it's because I have been given talents. Even the word talent comes to us straight from the Bible. In the ancient world, a talent was a unit of currency. But in Matthew chapter 25, Jesus told a parable that made the whole world think differently about talents. Let me read it again from verse 14. Matthew 25, verse 14. Again, the kingdom of heaven will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents of money, to another 2 talents, and to another 1 talent, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received the 5 talents went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 more. So also the one with 2 talents gained 2 more. But the man who had received the 1 talent went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received the 5 talents brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 talents. See, I've gained 5 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. A phrase for tomorrow. He said, you have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. The man with the 2 talents also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 talents. See, I've gained 2 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received the 1 talent came. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your talent in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, you wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed? Well, then you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned I would have received it back with interest. Take the talent from him and give it to the one who has 10 talents. For everyone who has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken from him. And throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Tomorrow we will think about the responses of the servants, but for now, let's think about the talents themselves. These guys are servants, slaves even, yet the master presses a bag of money into their hands, and it's a lot. A talent was 6,000 denarii. A denarius was a day's wage. So let's call 1 talent 500,000 pounds. 2 talents is 1 million. 5 talents is 2.5 million. This is the trust given to slaves. And it's a picture of what Christ has done for me and for you. Jesus has given you a talent, or many talents. He doesn't give everyone the same, but he does give everyone something. And he expects us to put that talent to work. Just as the servants were meant to invest the master's money, so we are meant to develop our giftings and press them into service for the kingdom. Now, we don't naturally do this. Naturally, we flash our talents around in order for people to be impressed with us. Or we just coast. And instead of developing our talents, we simply rely on them in order to make life easy for ourselves. Or we hide our talents away because we fear that if people realize how useful we are, they will expect ever more from us. But Jesus wants a different response from us. He presses a big bag of talents into your hands and he says, risk it, use it, develop it, take these gifts and press them into the service of my kingdom. That's what Jesus says. So think now, what have you been given? What are your abilities? What are your resources? What are your opportunities? What do you have that has been uniquely given to you? And how can that be used in Christ's service? Today, realize you are talented. But whatever you have is a gift given out of sheer generosity by God. So don't use those talents to gloat, don't use them to coast, and don't hide them away. Freely you have received, freely give.